Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Don Joe number 258 CWAB antique brass wraparound door plate is what it is. Very typical common item. If you're looking at it, you'll call it door reinforcer, wraparound plate, scar plate, whatever the case is. Generally used to repair a damaged door. One out of 10,000 times would somebody order this and put it on the door in a new installation. Not unheard of, but very unlikely. Why people are buying door reinforcing plates is because the door they have might have been manufactured in 1910. And while it can be duplicated today, and certainly better than original technology, that's impractical because that door could also cost several $1,000s. So this, while it's not pretty, sure salvages the situation. Now, door reinforcer wraparound plate, let's go over it. 258, that part number is very important because it infers all of the dimensional properties. Per Don Joe, the height of this is 12 inch. The overall width, they've got it at 4 1/4. Okay. This is going to have 2 lock preps that are at 2 3/4 back set. That is indeed the case. You're going to have those lock preps at 5 1/2 inch centers. That is indeed the case. Those holes are going to be 2 1/8 inch diameter. Okay, that's correct. Oh, and the last thing, this is for an 1 3/4 door. So all of those dimensions mean the 258. Okay, all of that. Other finishes that this is available. This is in the antique brass, and it's a very nice finish. Certainly. Please allow me to point out, hopefully the obvious. What you're seeing here is just the peel-away protective film, the scratches, revealing a really nice antique brass or US 5, properly called 609 finish. You can see that it's solid brass on the backside. Okay. Other finishes I was about to mention. You're going to be able to order this in 605, which is polished brass with a lacquer, 609 antique brass. They call it 612 satin bronze. They call it 613, which is oil rub bronze, but it's not a true oil rub bronze. It's a powder coat dark bronze, most likely over a stainless base material. Very complementary to oil rub bronze, but it's not oil rub bronze. 630 stainless steel and a brushed finish. So all of those finishes you're going to be able to get your hands on. Now the CW part, that means that these preparations here, they're recessed or mortised. And you can see on the backside how that works. And that's typical. You can also get these with a VF, which means flat front, and there will only be a preparation coming out of the edge of the unit to allow for the latch bolt only. Where you would use that is when the latch bolt's going to be, when it's adequately secured in the preparation in the door, but in an instance where there's a break-in, the door gets kicked in and it's split open, you take the latch bolt and stick it back in that preparation, and there's nothing for the screws to attach to. The CW in that case is the one you want because you're going to get 4 screws, typical 832 flat undercut head machine screws in a complementary finish. You're going to attach your latch bolts directly to the plate, and then the entire unit goes onto the edge of the door. Obviously, before you do that, you're going to dry fit the unit. You're going to make sure that this fits as snugly as possible over the edge of the door, that the latch bolts are installed and have room to function on the inside. You're going to get that on there so that it really doesn't cause a fit to the door when it's opening and closing. There are times when it's already so tight that I've had to go in and lightly mortise the entire edge to get this recessed back a little bit. But generally residential openings will tolerate sticking a piece of material in there that's 50 thousandths thick. I would say that this would be the same thickness as a kick plate. It's going to be, it's 22 gauge. That's what they're saying. I don't have all the gauges memorized in terms of their decimal equivalents, but we have a caliper, so let's just find out. Oh, he's good. 0.045 thick. 0.045. So for all intents and purposes, it's the same thickness as what a standard kick plate would be. A standard, not a light duty, a standard commercial duty. So roughly 50 thousandths. Okay, you're going to use this when the entire door has been damaged. What I like to do when I install these is, and you're going to get the installation screws, 2 for here, 2 for here. What I like to do is when I'm pre-drilling that hole, I will put that on ever so slight an angle, a slight angle, just enough to suck the unit back when the flat head of the screw makes contact with the face of the plate, just to keep it taut, just to pull it back a little bit. And I'd like to get that screw started on either side before I run it in, because I don't want to have one side draw the other side loose. It's a nuance. I just happen to like it because I want this as tight onto the edge of the door as possible. There is a link below this video to a document called Template. That's very handy because it will give you almost all of the other, it will give you all the other dimensions that I've not provided, but I can see here now that it's not given all of them. The edge of the plate will accept an 1 1/8" wide latch bolt, and then of course 2 1/4 tall. That's common. So you can put an 1 1/8" wide latch bolt down there. No, forgive me. I'm count 1 inch. It's not 1 1/8". That's going to be for a 1 inch wide latch bolt. Meaning, if your latch bolt's 1 1/8" wide, that's going to be a problem. What you could do is get that latch bolt on the edge of a bench grinder and just skim a 1/16 off each side very carefully. It's a possibility. It will salvage the fact that you might be stuck otherwise ordering a new latch bolt just for that purpose. Now, the name Donjo is synonymous with trim and auxiliary hardware, and namely door reinforcing wraparound plates. It's very likely that you're going to need one that requires different dimensions, and that's easy. There's a category structure where you can click on, it's called breadcrumbs, where you can see where you came from or the category structure and click around there. You can click the link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up the full line product catalog and review all things Donjo hardware related. In their subsection, catalog as well as the full line. Avoid the full line catalog because it's such an unwieldy document. It's a large file. All the subsections are above, go right to the door reinforcing plates. The other line that Donjo is notorious for are their latch protectors. So latch protectors, door reinforcers. Everyone knows Donjo for those items. However, as you see, there's a good dozen other categories. Accessory hardware, bolts and latches, door controls, pivots, protection plates, door edges, pulls, push, pull latches, door stops, holders, bumpers, filler plates, hinges, ladder pulls, and strike plates. Strike plates, another line that you might have use for Donjo more occasionally. Custom length strike plates, same sort of installation here. You might have damage on the frame and you need a 12-inch tall strike plate to cover and reinforce. Donjo can help you with that as well. If you have any questions on the Donjo 258 CWAB door reinforcing plate or any other Donjo product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.